What's going on? Facebook Live. Hey, how you doing, everybody? This is Powell Chi, and I'm here with this edition of Powell's Power Hour. That's what I'm going to call it. I don't know. We're not going to really do an hour, are we? I don't know. We're going to do somewhere between like 15 minutes to 25 minutes or so, but I don't know. I figured to give it a fancy name, give it something cool to talk about, right? So I don't know. I like to call this Powell's Power Hour. And I guess today, what we'll be doing is we'll discuss three things. I'm going to talk about not only how nice of an area, nice weather and everything it is here. I get a chance to show everybody here. Here's the beach here out in Redondo Beach. I'm standing up here on the lifeguard station. So you can see the lifeguard, but I'm going to talk about three things today. So these three things, I'm going to talk about contract negotiations. And then I'm also going to talk about Clubhouse, the Clubhouse app. Many of you are probably on. And I'm also going to talk about hiring VAs, okay? So before I get into it and everything, if you got a chance, feel free to boost me up with a little thumbs up button or give me some love out there. Appreciate it. But yeah, let's get into this, all right? So let's talk about our three topics today. So one is contract negotiations. So right now, I'm working on trying to get a deal under contract. This is a self-storage deal, and a couple of people on my team know about it already. I'm obviously not letting everybody know about it, but we're working on getting it under contract right now. And this is the first time I would say that contract negotiations have gone so much in depth with the lawyers. Every time I've done a deal before, and it gets toned to the sending off the purchase and sale agreement, right, the PSA. So when it gets time to do this, the PSA, basically we'll have a lawyer draft a PSA in that state, right? So everything I do is outside of California. So we'll get a lawyer in that state. They will draft a PSA according to our letter of intent, so our LOI. So we'll submit our LOI. We'll ask them to draft a letter of PSA. They will draft it for us. Ends up being about 20 pages or so. And then we'll decide what we want to take out, or maybe that's a little too much, or maybe a little too little. And then we'll make sure it looks good. We'll get it, and then we will submit it directly to the seller, right? They will review it, generally review it. Then they will send it to their lawyer. Their lawyer will look it over and decide, what needs to be X'd out. They maybe take out a few items here and there, or they maybe add a few things that they wanted. And then from there, we'll generally the seller will send it back to us, right? And with their edits, right? We'll redraft it according to their edits and according to anything that we want to put in there. And it's, at this point, we'll just redraft it and we'll send it back to the seller directly, and they'll probably okay it and they'll sign it, and then they'll send it back to us and we'll sign it. So, just kind of a quick back and forth. We only get our lawyers involved in the very beginning to draft the actual document, but not necessary to review it once it's sent to the seller side. So that's typical. That's just what I do. Hey, what's up, Frank? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, it's out here. I bet you miss Hermosa, man. Yeah, it's so nice today. It's super nice. I already got done playing beach volleyball. But want to say, hey, what's up to Nick and Joshua and Anchel? Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining, you guys. So that's what's typical on contract negotiations, at least for me. That's the way that I've done it, right? So very simple. I get it, just to review real quickly, I ask a lawyer in that state to draft it, right, with our letter of intent. Then we send it off. I send it directly to the seller. They review it with their legal team. They make some of their edits. They give it back to us, right? And then we just make a few edits here and there, sign it, send it to them. They sign it, and then we're off to the races, basically, okay? Usually doesn't take very long. Usually takes maybe a week and a half. However, right now we're in contract negotiations with, and this is going a sort of a different way. I've never done this before, but maybe it's because this particular state that we're dealing with, the state is just a lot, I don't know, I would say more lawyer friendly. So we got our PSA. Same thing. We got our PSA from our lawyer. We sent them our letter of intent. They gave us back the PSA. We sent it off directly to the seller again, right? Now, instead of them sending it back to us, they had their legal team review it. their legal team reached out to our legal team. So their lawyer reached out to our lawyer, and then had their edits, and their edits were the most I've ever seen. So I was like, there's an incredible amount of edits here. So it was pretty unbelievable. And so they sent it there, and then I asked them at this point, I said, why are we going through our lawyers? I mean, we don't need to go through our lawyers at this point. You can just go through me directly, and we'll be able to sign it off and let everybody know if we're good. We can get going on this. But I specifically asked the seller, I said, let's get on a call, like just me and you and the broker, or your team, or it could be my team, whatever. But we don't really need the lawyers involved. But let's get on a call so that we can talk about what you need to have in there. And then I could talk to you about why I have certain things in here. And then we can get this all hashed out and, sign the agreements. The seller actually said no. He didn't want to talk. He didn't want to talk directly to me. And I was like, that's weird. I mean, I don't know. I've never had that happen before. So he said no. He said, go through your lawyer and I'll go through my lawyer. And I was like, okay, so this is gonna take a lot longer and be a lot more of a drag out situation. So that's what it turned out to be. So they've gone to their lawyer, they sent back their edits. We went to our lawyer, we looked at it, we reviewed it, we made all these changes because there's way too many changes. Then we sent it back to our lawyer sent it back to their lawyer, they reviewed it, they sent it back again, they did all these edits again, they sent it back to our lawyer, we reviewed it again, and now we're at the point where this is, I think, the third time. So we've basically edited it again, now we've sent it to them. We're supposed to hear back from their lawyer and their team, I don't know, with basically a day or two here. So, but this has taken a long time. I'm used to about a week and a half. This has already been, I don't know, 3-4 weeks. I don't know. Evelyn, you could probably tell her. You can tell me. How you doing, Evelyn? How you doing, Doris? Andrew, thanks for joining. It's been a long time, right? You can tell it's been weeks. And every time it takes weeks to review all these documents and then get to our lawyer, and then our lawyer has to send it to them, and then they have to set an appointment to talk to each other. A lot of things like that. Just so, if you can avoid that, I would just say try to avoid that situation, which is what I was trying to do, which is by, in the very beginning, just trying to work directly with the seller, right? Sending them the documents, not through your lawyer. Just get the documents yourself, get it, send it directly to them, try to get it back directly from the seller, and negotiate with them. And then if contracts start to get a little wonky, then try to get on a call with them, right? And try to figure out, okay, what do you need? Why are you asking for this particular thing? And the reason why I'm asking for this particular thing is because of this. Maybe a lender situation, right? So try to avoid this back and forth between the lawyers. Really, truthfully, I mean, this is just going to cost both of us more money than I think we needed to spend on our lawyers to do this. So questions on that? Any questions? Evelyn, did you have anything to say? Do you want to come on? Frank, anybody? Let me know. I'm happy to bring you guys on too, and we could talk about this. But does anybody have any questions about the lawyer situation? If not, I can go on and let's talk about something else. Okay. So let's talk about what else is going on. So in my little power hour, yes, Evelyn, thank you very much. Yes, this is. I can't wait till we get this deal sort of under contract as well. We've been working on this thing for a while now. I know, it's been a while, whatever. Okay, so let's talk about second topic here. So my second topic, I thought I'd talk about Clubhouse. So are you guys on Clubhouse? I'm just starting. I'm really like a rookie, right? I've been on probably like 3 different things on podcast, 3 different rooms in Clubhouse. I haven't created my own room yet, but I plan to. But one of my buddies, Roddy Phillips, if he was on here, so he was on last night, like late at night. He was doing a late night one, so I joined him, and he's doing great things out there. He's got a bunch of followers, and I've got like a few. But I, went into his room, and he brought me in there, and we got a chance to talk and see how things were going, catch up with each other. But it was great. And after that, I looked at my followers, and all of a sudden I had 20 more followers. I mean, I started with 45, so I had 20 more followers, and I was like, whoa, okay, that's pretty cool. You guys got to start building somewhere, right? I guess. But I would say, if it seems like a pretty cool app, pretty cool way to engage with people. but try to get yourself on the speaker side so that you can speak and people can hear about you and you can talk a little bit about what it is that you do and what your experience is. I think that we're going to try to plan to do some kind of things with multifamily masters with Clubhouse too, right? I know right now it's only an Apple app, so kind of sucks for people that only have Android, but it seems like a good way to reach out to people and to talk and to get a little more engagement. Like I'd love some engagement and to bring people on here and talk a little bit more. So maybe on there, it's a good chance where you're not on video or anything, and it's a good way to let people know what you're doing. So, and you get to meet a bunch of cool people, so that's really cool. Anything else? What about you guys? What's your guys' experience with Clubhouse? I mean, you guys on it? You guys like it? You guys been speakers? Been in some big rooms? I've been in, like, I went on some rooms today, and there was like, I think Grant Cardone was in there, and a couple other people like Trent. I think it's Trent Williams. They're in there. There was a lot of people in there, so the chances of getting on the speaker stage was very, very small, and like it was a lot of scrolling to even find where I was. I wasn't even sure where I was, but some of those rooms are big. I would suggest if you really want to start out being a speaker, maybe you start on some of the smaller ones so that they aren't so big. Maybe like 20 to 40, 50 people in the room, instead of the ones that are like 100 or 200 people. It's really hard I would say, to probably get into those ones. But yeah, start in there, build it up. Yeah, hopefully we'll get a chance to see each other and maybe do some stuff with multifamily masters in there as well. So that's my take on Clubhouse. I don't know if that was inspiring or not, but yeah, hopefully I'll see you on there. And so let's move on to our last topic, hiring VAs. So how many of you all here in the audience, have you guys hired any VAs? Anybody hired any VAs? So I've hired some VAs in the past. And I hadn't really had any, I guess, push or need to hire them anytime recently. But my business partner and I, we decided that we'd hire a couple VAs right now to help us with deal flow, because we spend a lot of time on getting deals and actively out there looking for deals. But there's a lot of things that are, I wouldn't say that they're the greatest use of our time, but if you want to find a deal, that you're going to have to do it, or somebody's going to have to do it, right? And so we just hired a VA. We're going to hire two, so we're working on the second VA, basically doing similar tasks, helping us out with some of the early listings and things like that, just helping us find the numbers inside the offering memorandums, just kind of general easy stuff. And I would say that yesterday was our first day that we had our VA. He went on and basically entered all his numbers into the spreadsheet that we want. And after talking, he just did it his first time. I told him, hey, just do 5 entries and then stop, and then we will come back to you and coach you a little bit about what we need or what we want or what to look for. And so he did it, stopped, and then my business partner was helping him kind of go through what we need to see in our spreadsheet. And then my business partner and I talked about it, and we were like, man, this is awesome. I love it. So, I mean, it's great because there was a lot of work that we don't necessarily have to do a lot of that work in order to move on to the next step with the deals that we're looking for. So I highly suggest it. Let me walk through just some of the quick and easy ways to do it. I went on to Upwork. Okay, I posted a job for data entry. So Upwork is a platform where you can source out people who will do, jobs, anything that's online for you, really, video. This is data entry. All kinds of different things. Building your website, logos, anything like that you need. So I just put a job for data entry, and then what I did is I put, there's a specific task. So if you want this job, what I'm looking for is a detail-oriented person, but I'm also looking for, I want you to do this task first. So what I had them do is I had them go to a website, okay, go to this website, click in, use the filters, and then, apply the filters, then search for the most expensive property. Tell me how many results did they get? What was the cost of the most expensive property? So what was the number? And then click inside that property and find the name of the broker and find the broker's license number. Now, do I need all that information? No, I don't need all that information, but I do need to go through the steps and to find out who's going to actually do that, right? So they get all that information and then they send that back to me as part of their cover letter, right? So I had, so I put out that ad. I had, in 24 hours, I think I had 60 applicants for that job, right? So I had 60 applicants for that job. And about 20 of them actually did it right. Okay, so 20 of them did it right. The rest of them kind of just sent me a generic cover letter that says, yes, I looked at your job and I love it and I can do it really well and I'm great and I'm just kind of a generic thing. So I basically eliminated all those people. I took those 20 people and I narrowed it down to about 13 who actually agreed with the price that I threw out there. And I was like, hey, I'm just going to do it for, this is the dollar amount that I'm going to pay per hour, right? And they agreed to it, right? A couple of the other ones, so about 7 other people said, well, I need a little bit more. I need some more money. I'll do it, but I can do it for more money. But they filled out everything correctly. And I was like, well, maybe. I mean, I'm not above paying you a little bit more for it, but at this point, 13 other people are probably in front of you, right? Before I judge that. So that's what I did. Took about a day or so to go back and forth with the people that I thought that I liked. I kind of sorted it by people that have already worked on Upwork before and have made some money. So I kind of started with the higher people that have been on Upwork. They know about it. They made some money. So some people have made one guy made like $60,000 already on Upwork. So he's obviously very experienced at the platform and using it and working with people from afar. But other people at 20,000, 5,000, 7,000. Some people were zero. But I started with the people that had made some money on the platform first. Then basically after that, got their email. I brought them into Slack. So I use Slack a lot. So and I made sure I said, hey, could you communicate with us on Slack and Zoom during USA time, like Central Standard Time. Even though I'm not Central, I generally I wake up early in the morning and I could get on calls earlier. So I said, can you get on Central Standard Time just to communicate with us? You don't have to do the work, you don't have to do the data entry at that particular time, but I just do need to know that if we send you a Slack message that you will get it and you can respond, right? And so, that was kind of one of my parameters for basically hiring people. So that's after I found a few people that said yes, and they responded very quickly to me on Upwork. So I wrote them a message through Upwork. We've going back and forth. They were instantly replying to me or replying to me within a short 5-10 minutes. Basically, I said, okay, if their English looks good and I feel that they're good, what I did is I sent them a video of what they're going to be doing, right? So I recorded a video of what the task is, right? Go to this brokerage site, pull down this website, go to here, get the information that we need, plug it into this spreadsheet, right? And I went through the whole thing, recorded it, and I sent them that video, and then I asked them to tell me what questions do they have, and if they have any questions, I'm basically just kind of seeing how well they speak English, right? How well we can go back and forth between. So there was a few people that I think that the English maybe wasn't so good, that the grammar wasn't great, and I just kind of passed. Truthfully, I was just like, look, I know I got all these people to source who I want to be my VA, and I want the process to be as easy as possible, which means I want them to be able to communicate with me on my time zone, and I also want to be able to make sure that we communicate, and it's not very difficult to communicate. There isn't a lot of barrier that they don't understand what I'm writing, and things like that. So once I got those people, basically got them set up, invited them to Slack, started them on the process, gave them access to our Google Sheets and email, things like that, and let them go. Gave them off, told them to start on a small entries first, so only do like 5 entries and stop, right? And then we'll review it, and then also to tell me once they stop and they do the 5, and tell me how long it took them to do that 5, right? So in our case, our VA took, he told me it took 1 hour and 8 minutes to do 5 entries, and so that helps me calculate, okay, well, depending on how many hours we want to pay him to do it, he should be able to do about 5 in an hour and 10 minutes or something like that, somewhere around that. And so that's a little bit of how we kind of got him set up. So he just started yesterday, so it's kind of early to find out how he's gonna do. But the plan is to hire another one. We're gonna hire another VA. They're gonna work on a very similar project, basically the same thing, just probably on a different site and different areas that they're gonna go to. And then we will kind of compare and just figure out, which VA do we want to keep, because, if one takes an hour to do 3 and one takes an hour and 10 minutes to do 5, probably looking at the guy who does 5, as long as his communication and everything is, assume that they're the same. So it's just kind of ways that we're thinking about doing, hiring VAs. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of, what you can do if you hiring VAs. I think that's, let me know if you guys got any questions or if you guys got any tips that we can help out with anybody else in hiring VAs. Let me go. Frank, yep, you said that so you can get quality people. Yeah, I mean, truthfully, a lot of these people have degrees and everything and are way better at the technology stuff than certainly I am. I mean, I remember a long time ago, I just needed a project. It was an investment summary that I was having my investors look at. And I did it on PowerPoint, right? I did a presentation. And I was like, well, it looks like I did it, which means it doesn't look very good. It's all the information's there, and the pictures are there, but it's blocky and, it just doesn't look good. So I paid somebody on Upwork. I forgot. I think I paid 2 different people. I think I paid them like $15 or $20 or something like that. And I said, just make this presentation look nicer. Make it look better. You have all the information. Just make it look better. And the guy who I chose, he sent it back to me like, I don't know, same day basically, and it looks so much better. So much better. It would have took me like 2 weeks to do it as good as he did, and he did it like in the same day. And then I said, hey, I like the green. I like you did it in red and this kind of soft red. Can you do it in a light green? And he just sent me back the same day. It's like light green. Now everything is like light green. And so I was like, okay, yeah. You can hire great people on there that can do really good work. And so I saved that guy as like, if I ever need that presentation to look good again, save that guy so I can hire that guy again. Evelyn, let's see. You said great to learn about your VA. Would like to know more about how you train them and set them up. So hopefully I kind of went over a little bit about how we training them. Again, it's an ongoing basis. We just started, so but hopefully that gives you an idea of what we do. Let's see, Frank. So Evelyn, great stuff. Thanks for sharing. Thank you for joining. Let's say Frank. The cleaner presentations or good-looking work is always better. Yeah, for sure. If you're going to pay somebody $20 or whatever, I don't know, maybe it was $10. I can't remember how much it was, but it wasn't that much. I'll tell you that much. So that's a little bit about hiring VAs. Any questions anything that's come up, anything that I can help with? I think that I was talking to my buddy Jorge Contreras. So I don't know if you guys know Jorge Contreras, but he's a multifamily masters chapter leader, West LA, and he's all over Instagram. He's an Airbnb coach, so you can check him out on Instagram. He's got a huge following and everything. And actually, I was talking with him because him and I play volleyball together. So I've been asking him to come play volleyball with me on beach volleyball. So last couple weeks, he's been out here Saturday or Sunday just playing beach volleyball. So this morning we were out and hanging out together. So I was talking to him because he has a bunch of VAs and he has his whole system of VAs and everything. And so I was mentioning to him that probably down the line, I'm going to source out some VAs to do more than just data entry. So right now they're just doing data entry, which is pretty easy, right? And it's not a difficult task. But he has them doing a lot more things like social media. So he shoots a video like this, like a Facebook Live video. Well, they go through it, they edit it, they cut it up into 5-minute segments. He puts them on Instagram. Then he has like full content for the week, and he only shot one video, and then they send it to YouTube and put it on, Facebook and wherever else, all these other places, TikTok and all this kind of stuff. So, he has them, posting all kinds of different stuff like that, and doing social media and putting it on their channels. But it's like that's something that down the line, I think that would be something that I would love to have a VA do as well, because it's just like, you can't spend all the time shooting video, then editing it, cutting it up, and then putting in your captions and your hashtags and all that. It would take forever. So, all right. Let's see. Jeff Castle, thanks for joining. Thanks for asking the question. You say, what company did you hire, and what country are they from? So I used Upwork. So Upwork.com, UPWORK.com. So that's who I use. What country are they from? So I'm looking. I'm hiring three people. I think one was from Pakistan, one is from Bangladesh, and I think one is from the Philippines. Are the three that I think I chose right now. Only two of them started. The third one hasn't really started yet, so I haven't fully chose that person exactly yet. But Pakistan, Bangladesh, Philippines. One of them might be from India. Truthfully, I don't remember. But there was people from all over the place. There was a person from Japan that applied. There was a person from I forgot, one of the Eastern Bloc, one of the Eastern European countries. I forgot which country it was, but yeah, applied from all over. A couple from, I believe it was Ethiopia applied as well. Yeah, so a lot of people. Yvonne, thanks for joining, buddy. Say, hey, Powell, hope you're having an amazing day. Yvonne, you're here in San Diego. Cool, awesome. Love San Diego. Just turned 21. Awesome. Congratulations on turning 21. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Real estate. Okay. Looks like you'd like to connect. So, hey, if you want to connect, I appreciate it, Yvonne. Connect with me. Also, you can send me a Facebook message or something like that as well. But yeah, appreciate connecting, and thanks for joining. Thanks. Ask any questions that you have as well. Let's see. Jeff Castle. So, question that you had. Talking about VAs, do you cold call, or do you do cold calling or prospecting? Do they do your cold calling or prospecting? So at this point, no. At this point, any talks to the brokers is going to be through me. So I'll probably do call the brokers. So right now, no. What will we, if we could expand them and expand and that's something they could do. I'm not sure if these guys are the ones that would do the cold calling, so maybe I'd have to hire somebody else to maybe that has good phone and is good at has good phone mannerisms. So maybe we'd hire somebody else to do that particular task, because there are people that specialize in cold calling or customer service and things like that. So hopefully that answers your question. But yeah, I would personally, I would probably just hire somebody else. I'd probably just let these guys continue what they're doing, as long as they're doing good work, right? Very cool. Hey, what's up, Robert? Thanks for joining, Robert. Robert's one of our team members too. He's doing awesome on our self-storage property. So that's it. That's it for today. Let's see. Unless anybody has any questions. Yeah, Yvonne. Is it Ivan? Am I saying it right? Ivan? I hope I'm saying it right. I'm probably butchering your name. I'm sorry if I am. Appreciate it, Ivan. Thanks for joining. I got the PM just now and everything, but we'll connect. So that's it for Powell's Power Hour. All right, not an hour. We're not going to do an hour, but I would love it if at the end of this, if you give me a like, give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. But how about give me some topics, right? Because these are just things that happen during the week that I think that you guys might be interested to hear how things going with somebody who's actively trying to get some deals and how it can help you. But give me something that you'd want to talk about. So if you want to talk about more like asset management, or how do you hire a property manager, or how do you choose a market, or why self-storage versus multifamily, or what's the benefits of multifamily over self-storage, whatever it is, anything like that, let's talk. I'm happy to, but please put some topics that you'd like to hear about in the comments, and then that can be part of our topics for next time. And be sure, I'm going to try to start to make some rooms in Clubhouse. So if you're on Clubhouse, try to join my rooms and give me some love, because again, I don't even know what I'm doing just yet. It'll be my first room, the next one I do. So I'm going to maybe try to do one either sometime this weekend. I think I'm going to call it Real Talk and Real Estate or something like that. So we'll talk about all different types of real estate and real talk. So appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Continue to put those things in there. Hey, Bernadette, appreciate it. Gerardo, thanks for joining. Definitely keep putting in any topics that you want to talk about. And I will talk to you guys either next week, Friday or Saturday on Facebook Live. Otherwise, join me on Clubhouse. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody. Bye.